It's fascinating watching my husband deconstruct patriarchy in real time. He's been doing it on his own before he met me. He's been questioning a lot of this stuff for a really long time. Like, for instance, he said that like years and years ago, he realized that during every big meal, like Christmas and stuff, like all of the husbands and all the men were doing nothing and all the women were in the kitchen. And he was like, well, that's not fair. He would go in the kitchen and hang out with the women and like do stuff. So anyway, this stuff, I think I'm going to be deconstructing all this stuff till the day I die, I'm sure. But it's really funny to watch him catch things in real life. Like, he notices it more than I do, because to me, it's just like, it's everywhere. I just kind of like turn it off sometimes, just because I can't think about patriarchy, capitalism, white supremacy, all this stuff. I can't think about it all the time, although I kind of do think about it all the time, and how it's just literally in everything. But like, for instance, we were on vacation, and he pointed and he goes, look at that king baby. And it was this man, this giant man, like standing there, and his wife was like putting his sunscreen on. Now, normally, like, it's fine if she's doing it on his back, right? This man was just like, he was like, look at that king baby. He can't even, he's just like, put the sunscreen on me, mommy. Because that's what it was. Like, she was like doing it all over his chest. It's like, and then did he do it in return? No. Like, he sees, I mean, like, so for instance, we were watching fireworks the other night, and these two younger girls were in front of us, and their mom was in the middle. But couldn't really tell how old they were until you saw them like turn their head, right? It looked like just three girls. These two guys come up, and he goes, watch it. I bet those guys are coming up to hit on those girls. Look, they're not coming here to see fireworks. Like, I can just tell, like, look. And sure enough, these guys plopped down next to them, never talked to them, but sat there for like 10 minutes, and then were just like, got up and left, and under their breath they were like, I told you, man, that's a mom. Why'd you bring me over here? That's a mom. We can't hit on her. It's a mom there. Like, he sees predators everywhere. Like, I think he's known for a long time that men are just awful, and he's, been really taking a look at his own life and all the ways that he's perpetuated and participated in and performed all this crap himself. That's part of it, right? But every time, like, he's gotten like really almost like vigilant. The other night we were sitting and he goes, did you hear that? There's a man like yelling at his wife. I don't know. I think he's so after he met me and like realized just how many women are getting like abused, and how it doesn't always look the way people think it is. It's not just, physical. It's not just bruises. It's just like exploitation and psychological warfare and manipulation, and just like beating someone down on a daily basis, just demoralizing them. He sees it everywhere. He's just, and I know he's like, I know maybe sometimes I'm projecting, being too hard, but like, God, it's literally everywhere. This doesn't mean that he's also not aware of the ways he's participating in it. We've had a lot of hard conversations. He's deconstructing it. I'm deconstructing it, because a lot of my enabling codependency stuff is absolutely still comes up in our relationship. But we can't go anywhere without him being like, God. Like, he doesn't always share it with me because he knows that I'm like I know all this. He's become aware of the fact that this is not new to me. I don't need to hear everything that he's witnessing. But it's funny because I can commiserate with somebody other than a woman about how messed up men are. You know what I mean? Oh, the other thing is pranks. He was like, look at that. Look at them. He's just everything. Men, all they do is like make fun of women. We play jokes on women. Like yesterday, the kids, like just seeing even the way like the teenagers were like throwing girls in the pool or in the ocean and just like getting water on them all the time. He was like, God, it starts so young, doesn't it? And I'm like, all these jokes just aren't so funny, because usually they're just bullying. Anyway, it's fascinating, y'all, but it also gives me hope, because he has learned so much in such a short period of time. The more he sees it, the more he questions himself and everything. I mean, he's been doing that since we met. That's one of the reasons why I was so attracted to him. By the way, one of the very first story he told me in our very first conversation on the phone, he told me about the story about going and staying on couch surfing with someone. Ended up being a man who tried to give him a massage, and his like best friend. They're these two Frenchies, like naive French guys traveling around Australia, and this old man was like, come stay with me, and then tried to give both of them massages, and then had like BDSM like equipment and chains hanging from like the man like really wanted to hook up with them. But he started off the story going, you probably experience this all the time being a woman traveling, but I had never experienced this, and it made me realize just how like dangerous traveling can be, because I really don't ever have to worry about that as a man. And then he told me that story, and I was like, very first story, very first conversation, he's already acknowledging his privilege. Good sign. Let me know if y'all want to know more, because it's really fascinating watching him deconstruct in real time, and it kind of melts this cold dead heart of mine. It is a product of patriarchy.